this video, I want to talk about the switch statement. It is a little similar with the if-else statement, but it's not quite the same. So let's go ahead and check it. I'm going to write here int num equal to, for example, 3. And here I'm going to write a switch. So here when I click on the first option, it will execute automatically the switch structure. So here we will write the expression. For example, our expression is num. So this is our variable. Num is equal to 3, and we write here num. And here we will write constant expression. This is the, for example, case 1. And here is our code. So I'm going to write printf. This is the case 1. So I'm going to put here \n. So we have to add break at the end of our code. So I also can add another statement, for example, case 2. So here I'm going to write printf. This is the case 2 \n. So here I should add the break statement. And again, I can write the case 3, and I can say printf. This is the case 3. So again, I have to add the break statement here. And the last statement is the default statement. So if none of the above case match with this statement, it will execute the default statement. If case 1, case 2, and case 3 didn't match with this statement, it will automatically run the default statement. So I'm going to write here printf, none of the above match. So outside this curly bracket, outside this switch statement, I'm going to add another printf in order to understand this is the end of our code. So I'm going to write this is the end of our code. So let's run and see what will happen. I'm going to write just to see. As you can see, it runs. This is the case 3. This is the end of our code. So the switch statement checks the first condition, and the num variable didn't match with the case 1 because the value of num is 3, and here case 1, and it didn't match with the case 2, and it matches with the case 3, and it printed this statement, and it runs this function outside this case 3, and also it jumps out of this switch statement and runs this printf function outside this switch statement. So if I put the value of num into 1, it will check the first condition, and it matches with the first condition, and print this function inside the first condition, and jump out of this switch statement and runs the other functions. So if I compile it and run it again, as you can see, this is the case 1, and this is the end of our code. So if I change the value of num into 5, for example, this code checks the first case, and it didn't match with the first case. Check the second, it didn't match with the second case, and check the third one, it didn't match with the third case. So it automatically runs the last statement, the default case. So let's compile and see. None of the above match. So this num wasn't equal with these 3 cases, and so it runs the last statement, and also jumps out of this switch statement and runs this function. This is the end of our code. So be careful that after every case, when we write our functions, we must use the break function. As you can see, I use the break function at the end of the first case, and also at the end of the second, third case, and also the default case. So we can eliminate the break at the end of the default case. It runs also correctly. Why? Because the default case is our last case. It don't need to break function. So if I compile it and run, as you can see, it runs correctly. So what will happen if we eliminate all of the break functions? I will delete this break function here, here, and here. So let's compile and see what will happen here. As you can see, it printed none of the above matches. So apparently nothing happened. Why? Because the value of num is equal to 5, and it didn't match with the 3 other cases. It just matched with the default case, and it runs and also jumped out of this switch statement and runs this printf function. So if I change the value of num to 1, so let's compile it again and see. This is the case 1, this is the case 2, this is the case 3, none of the above match. This is the end of our code. As you can see, it runs all of the cases. It started with the case 1 and runs every case one after the other. So it checked that the value of num is equal to the case 1, and it obviously runs this function, and the switch statement also runs the second and the third case if we don't use the break. So this is why we should use the break function after every case, because if it finds a suitable case, it should not run the other cases. It should stop and it should jump out of the switch statement. So this is the main difference between a switch and if and else if statement. Because in if and else if statement, when a condition matches, it will run that condition and get out of that block of code. So in order to work the switch statement correctly, we should use the break every case. This is a must. This is a rule that we should follow that. So we don't need any break function at the end of this default statement. So also we can do lots of operations inside these cases, the case 1, case 2, and case 3. For example, we can use the if statement or something like that. But this is the basic introduction about the switch statement. So see you next video, and bye for now.